are going to be talking about one of the toughest interview questions you could receive in a job interview. There are lots of tough questions you can receive, but this question in particular seems to be asked by recruiters and by hiring managers, and it's a very common question, but is surprisingly difficult to answer. So let's dive in and figure out how to answer this question. So let's say that you are in an interview and you're answering questions, and suddenly the interviewer asks you, "What is your greatest weakness?" How do you answer that question? What is your weakness? And you think about it and you have ideas, but you don't want to mention them because you don't want to seem weak or you don't want to seem like you can't do the job. And then you kind of fall into a pitfall. And it seems like this question is almost a trap. Like the interviewer is trying to figure out what is wrong with you so that they don't hire you. So don't fall into this trap. So let's dive in on how you can answer the question, what is your weakness? All right, so the first thing you want to do before the interview is prepare for this question. Know how you're going to answer it, what your weakness is, and how you are going to provide a concise and clear answer during the interview. So the first thing that you can do, the first step that I recommend, is figure out a weakness that is not so large that it's going to be destructive to your interview, but a weakness that you sincerely have and that you have worked on and that you have improved. Something that you have sincerely worked on and sincerely improved where it's almost not a great weakness anymore. So let's give an example. Let's say you're in the interview and they ask you, "What is your weakness?" And you answer, "So my greatest weakness is not being able to say no. I had trouble not being able to say no in the past when I was working on a major project. And it caused a lot of increases in scope, and that caused burden on my project. But then I learned that I needed to learn how to say no. And through that experience, I learned how to apply skills at saying no and letting stakeholders know that no, we can't do this now, but potentially we can do it in the future." And by applying different skills, I was able to manage my scope and to say no to stakeholders. And this significantly helped improve my project and helped me on future projects. So this is something that I'm continuing to work on and continue to develop into the future. So you see how when you answer a question like that, that gives the interviewer confidence. Like, okay, she acknowledges her weaknesses. She knows where she needs to improve. She has taken steps to making improvements, and she acknowledges that in the future, she will utilize what she has learned to continue improving. It's just as easy as that, guys. That's literally how easy it is to answer that question. So think about it beforehand. Now, I do want to say something before we close out the video. Make sure that you do not pick a weakness that is so great that it will have an impact on you getting the job. And what I mean by that is, so for instance, if you're applying for a job that the main skill they're looking for is communication, let's say, and you say, "Oh, well, my weakness is communication," that's probably not going to look good. And then that is going to be a red flag to them because that one skill is the most important thing they're looking for in that job. So make sure that you know what weaknesses you want to mention, and then also to look at yourself and realize if communication actually is the one thing they're looking for and you don't feel that you have a strength in that area, then maybe it's not the right job for you. But with that being said, please have confidence in yourself. Have confidence in what you want to do and know your weaknesses and let the interviewer know that you are making improvements and you can answer this question. All right, guys, if you are finding this material valuable, then please hit the like button and subscribe, and I will see you in the future.